We do have some special guests in the studio tonight. There they are right there. You guys wave to the crowd. We have Elizabeth Beck. She is the lead coordinator for CTEC and CHS NAF academics.
No, academies.
Academies, I'm sorry, academies. And then we have Laura Forbes. She's the chairperson for NAF of the St. Croix Advisory Board. And NAF is a National Academic Foundation. That's a whole lot there being said. Welcome to the studio, ladies. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you
for having us.
So where do we start? Introduce yourselves one more time. Left to right, right to left.
Well, my name is Laura Forbes. I am the chairperson for the advisory board of NAF of St. Croix.
And I am Elizabeth, or most people know me as Lisa Beck, and I am the lead coordinator for the NAF Academies on St. Croix, which I assist St. Croix Central High School, and I am stationed at the St. Croix Career and Technical Education Center, which is the western half of the educational complex.
Okay. So let's get into what NAF is. It's a national program, and so what exactly is NAF?
Okay, NAF is National Academy Foundation, and what it is an educational system where students are able to learn about careers, be prepared not just for college but for the future also, and it's in a way it helps not just the students, but it helps the community and also the business partners and those in the community, because we help kids to get not just finish high school, but into college and into jobs. And it creates a pipeline of qualified persons to get jobs.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, is that something that when you're in high school that you attend? Is that like a separate class, or is this sort of like a sort of a mentorship kind of a thing that you guys are doing with NAF?
But what it is in our public high schools, you have a certain number of credits for electives. You have your major class that you need to graduate, but you also have electives. And with the NAF academies, that occupies a certain number of credits you can graduate. So when you leave high school with a high school diploma from your high school.
Okay.
And then you also receive a certification through NAF because you have meet certain requirements to be certified.
Okay.
And this also would put you as part we call the NAF family.
Okay.
And what it is that when you have completed 4 NAF courses or courses that are affiliated with NAF, you've passed your online tests and have done a 120 hours minimum of a paid internship, you can be NAF certified. And NAF certified means then when you are looking for a job that you will have preferential treatment for an interview. Not necessarily get the job, but you will have the foot in the door to prove yourself.
Okay.
Now,
you kind of jump to the front of the line.
Right. And this is more for the States right now because we don't have that kind of pool of people in the business community who know about NAF, and that's why we're doing the show, so that they're able to understand what NAF is and to become part of it. There's some major sponsors in the States like Marriott and Lenovo and American Express that are all part of the NAF family. And one of my goals is to establish one of those NAF family business partners here in the Virgin Islands.
Okay. So my notes tell me here that you guys have been, this NAF has been here for 4 years?
Yes, St. Croix has had the academy for 4 years. St. Thomas has had, I think, about 6 or 7. And the first academy we had was Academy of Finance. And this past school year, we expanded into having the Academy of Health Sciences.
Okay.
And the Academy of Hospitality and Tourism. And Central also implemented one program, Academy of Finance, with a concentration in entrepreneurship.
Okay. But overall, it says here that NAF has been around for 34 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you guys come to want to do this and bring NAF here? How did that all come about?
Well, part of receiving funds, we get our funds for the career tech programs through Perkins. And with Perkins, they're always looking to find ways to meet the needs of the community, to educate the high school students so they're better prepared to fill those gaps in employment. And it was brought to me in 2011, 2012 of a particular program that Ms. Murphy came across, who is the State Director for Career Tech Education, to possibly implement this. And before you implement this program into your school, you have a whole year of planning.
Okay.
And you look to see what your school has, what their needs are, what the community needs are, because there are 5 different areas you can have academies. And we decided to start with finance first because we had a lot of EDC companies on island that were looking for people who had a finance background.
Okay.
And that's what we started with. And we have expanded into having Academy of Finance with several concentrations. This will include accounting, business management, aviation, business information technology. So there are a lot of different areas that students can get into the academy and to be prepared for the future.
Okay. Ms. Forbes, so and you are the chairperson.
Yes.
So you're kind of above?
Oh, you could say that, kind of. Really, we're a bridge. The purpose of the advisory board is to really act as a bridge between the school and the community and the business partners. And so I was asked to join the advisory board about 2 years ago now because of my work in healthcare. I'm a pharmacist. And we really want to make sure that students have a good idea of the types of careers they can select.
Okay.
And so our focus is not just sharing information on, doctors and nurses. Every time someone meets me, they hear I work at the hospital, they're like, "Are you a nurse?" I'm like, "No, I'm a pharmacist." "Oh, there's a pharmacy at the hospital." Yes, there is. And so just really wanting to share with the students the career options that are out there. So as Lisa indicated, we're really here to share information about NAF. I think it's an excellent program. As soon as I heard about it, I learned more about NAF and what it entails in terms of the commitment of the Department of Education and the outlook for the students. I was definitely on board because I think it's an excellent program.
Okay. So how many students have gone through NAF?
Well, NAF is a 3 or 4 year program depending on your school.
Okay.
And we have a 3-year program. So the Academy of Finance at CTEC has had 2 graduating classes. They have been small, but they are students that can do very well in school. I also want to mention that Ms. Forbes with the advisory board is one of the 4 elements with NAF, and that's why NAF has done so well in the States. And we're looking to have it as a great success here in the VI also. Part of one of the 4 elements is the advisory board. And like Ms. Forbes said, they're the connection between the school and the business world. But we also have curriculum and instruction. NAF provides the curriculum. It's all web-based, it's online, and they upgrade their curriculums every year. And
Okay.
you'll find that they include real-life situations. So it's not like it's a textbook that's been there for 5-10 years. It's something that's being upgraded on a regular basis.
Okay.
The other component is work-based learning. And with the work-based learning there are set experiences that NAF students are to have within the 3 or 4 years in the program, whether it's job shadowing, their internship, guest speakers, etc.
Okay.
And the 4th one is academy development. Every year, as part of the responsibility of the lead director or the site coordinator, is to go through to see what have we been doing for the past year, and what can we do to improve, what are we doing well.
Okay.
So it's not like you're in the academy and you're done. Every year there's an assessment that you have to go through to see if you are keeping up to the levels that NAF is requiring you to do.
Okay. Okay. And so this is just sort of I guess a notch on your belt or a notch on your resume. When you finish high school, you can put this on your resume and say that
Yes.
you're a NAF
NAF certified.
NAF
certified student. Is that how
Yes.
that goes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The other thing that I really wanted to make sure that we let everyone know is that, as we indicated, it's been around for over 30 years. And right now, NAF is in 36 states, including, the Virgin Islands and Washington, D.C. And they have right now over 95,000 students in the program.
Okay.
So this is a large program. While, St. Croix and the Virgin Islands on a whole, our academies are young. They're still in their infancy, even at 7 years. it's a very large program, and we hope to continue to have our numbers grow.
Okay. How do you guys get funding from the federal, local government to sort of run this program?
Yes, it's a combination of both federal, the Perkins funds, and also local funds.
Okay.
Because some of it does require, for our salaries, because we're part of the Department of Education, but we also need to have equipment and different things to be able to provide those services within the classroom.
Okay.
And we also travel every year for a conference, which also has professional development for teachers.
Okay.
And it becomes kind of difficult sometimes with the funding because it doesn't always come through in a timely manner. And one of the things I also want to mention with the NAF Academies is that it's a national certification. So a lot of times when students go through CTech or Central High and they're certified in a career tech program, it's a local certification.
Okay.
And when they go to the States, it's like, well, okay, St. Croix, if they know where St. Croix is, it's okay. But with NAF, it's become more widely known as a national certification. And those who are familiar with NAF understand that students have gone through certain types of experiences that they are prepared. And one of the things that really surprised me, and Ms. Forbes can talk about a little more, was every year, part of the NAF conference, they have high school students as part of their program as MC. And it's an audience of 3,000 or 4,000 people, of teachers and adults who they're speaking to. And they look so calm on stage.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that's one of the things that NAF has as part of the projects. Every class that a student takes, they do a project and they do an oral presentation.
Okay.
So it gets them used to talking in front of an audience.
Okay. So do students here get the opportunity to do that kind of thing too? Sort of talk to an audience?
Yes. Part of the project they have to do at the end of the semester is do an oral presentation.
Okay.
And it can be a small audience, it can be a larger audience, but there's always at least one oral presentation that's involved.
Okay.
And the goal is that by the time they reach their senior year, that they are comfortable enough to speak to an audience of maybe the auditorium.
Okay.
And I think the more the students do something, the better they become more comfortable. It becomes a lot easier.
Okay. Who have they talked to here? Who have they did a presentation for here?
Sometimes it may be another class.
Okay.
It can be invited advisory board members. It can be administrators within the school.
Okay.
So it depends on what the project is and the time limitations that we do have.
Okay.
It all depends.
And last year, I actually had the opportunity to witness some of these presentations. The students, as they completed their internship, had to make a formal presentation, and I got to see how well they carried themselves, how they expressed their experience during their internship. So not only did their preceptors attend the program, but it was also open to other attendees, including advisory board members.
Okay. Okay. So from the first year to this year, I mean, I guess there's been some improvements, right? I mean, there's a new program here. I mean, what are some of the improvements from year 1 to year 4 that you guys have went through? Some of the pitfalls, some of the accomplishments that the program has dealt with.
Okay, one of our challenges is getting the word out there of what we have to offer.
Okay.
Because one of the pitfalls we had was the first year we started with ninth graders.
Okay.
And I don't usually teach ninth graders, so that was a challenge for me.
Okay.
I teach usually 11th and 12th graders.
Okay.
And a ninth grader is a different type of student, and it takes a year or two for them to mature to a level that I'm used to. And that is one of the things that we kind of modified, where we decided to have students start in 10th grade instead, because ninth grade was a big challenge.
Okay.
We had a decent sized class of students that started out, and by the end of the first class, we lost like 5 students.
Lost?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they thought it was an easier class, or they thought it was something different.
Okay.
So I think part of it is marketing, informing students of what it is, so that when they do decide to be part of it, they're in it for the length of the time.
Okay. And you have to do it for 3 years?
Yes, it's for 3 years.
Okay.
And they have several classes they take. There are a lot of different things that are involved. Part of it is their paid internship at the end in their senior year.
Okay.
We either do it during the summer or during the senior year of their last year of school. And you really need to prove to your teachers that you're ready to be in this paid internship, because when they go out there in the public, they're not only representing the school and themselves, but also the NAF program.
Okay.
So it's not like automatically because you're now at that point to do an internship, you go to it. You have to show us over the 2.5 years that you're ready to be out
Yeah.
there representing us.
Okay. So
And
you keep mentioning a class. So there's a NAF class?
what it is based on what you are taking. If you're in Academy of Finance, finance concentration, you have 4 classes you need to take under the NAF program.
And this is in addition to your other high school classes?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But there's enough space because you have 32 possible credits in high school. You have 4x4 block schedule, which means you have 4 classes per semester.
Mhm.
So you have 8 potential classes per year. You only need 26 to graduate.
Okay.
So you have extra space in your schedule to be able to take these courses.
Okay.
One of the mistakes a lot of students do is they say, well, I want to take all my major classes first and then be part of the academy. But then that happens in their junior year, it may be too late to be part of it. So I tell
Okay.
students, look at your schedule, what needs to be taken, and pace yourself over the 3 years so you can take both of your classes and be certified by your senior year.
Okay.
Because yes, you have your academic classes, your English, your math, your history, but you also have space for electives. And this takes up part of your electives, plus there are additional credits available for that you can leave high school with a certification, and it can help you get a job right away, or it can help you be prepared for college and beyond.
Okay. Okay. And you also mentioned too that I guess in your senior year you get an opportunity to do a paid internship.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And then paid internship, I guess, is they don't kind of go together in a sense. So
No, it is one of the requirements for NAF is that it has to be a paid internship.
okay.
Now, who pays for it is up for grabs.
Okay.
Because we know our VI government is strapped for cash. And so part of the advisory board's responsibility is to also look for monies.
Okay.
So we're looking to have sponsors, whether it's corporate sponsors, to be able to help pay for those internships, or we do fundraisings for that.
Okay.
But it has to be paid, and
Oh.
NAF requires that it is paid.
Okay.
Another challenge it has been that the time restrictions. If a child has failed 1 or 2 classes within their 4 years of high school, they may be strapped for time to finish.
Okay.
We have done summer internships, but that is more on a case-by-case basis. We usually have it during the senior year.
Okay.
Sometimes the employer would pay, sometimes the VA government pays, sometimes we will find monies through a corporate sponsor to be able to pay for the internship.
Okay. Okay. So when you talk about these additional classes, I mean, so what more specifically, what is being taught in the classes?
Okay, like I said, it also depends on what you are taking. We have, the Academy of Finance has several concentrations. One of the foundational courses,
Well, I was going to say, let's talk about hospitality and tourism.
okay,
So yeah, that's sort of always a big thing here.
the Hospitality and Tourism program has 4 courses. There is a Principles of Hospitality and Tourism, and it's a foundational course, introduces you to all types of different areas of the hospitality industry. The additional class will be an event planning class.
Okay.
And that class, you have to actually plan the actual event you're going to implement. It's not, these things are not hypothetical type situations. And what they did last year is that they planned a conference for the Academy of Health Sciences.
Okay.
And students are to find the venue, find monies to pay for it, plan the menu, activities, find the speakers, and actually manage and oversee the actual event.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And so it's not just like a hypothetical plan a project and have it on a piece of paper, do a PowerPoint. It is actually implement the project to see how it works out.
Okay.
And then do reflection afterwards.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that NAF is very big on is how do you reflect, how do you decide, or how do you look at what you have done and how can you improve on it next time.
Okay.
The other class would be a customer service class and an economics class.
Okay.
And that's all part of the Hospitality and Tourism Academy.
Okay.
So
So,
when-
have any of the students figured out how to boost tourism here?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I
Just
think
thought I would ask.
by next year they will be working on that. They've had some ideas. So
Okay.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
The one thing I also want to add, as Lisa was talking about the project, is not only do they look at the academics and making sure they have a solid background in whatever academy they're working towards, They do a lot with soft skills. The soft skills are those things that you don't learn in a textbook.
Yes.
Having a project and being able to see the project from beginning to end, learning how do you overcome all the difficulties that you have, that critical thinking, the problem solving. They learn all of that, and they're doing it hands-on. And as we talk about reflecting, what mistakes did I make? What improvements can I make? What information or what experiences can I pass on?
Yes.
All of that is extremely important because it also opens up their ability to communicate.
Yes.
And as Lisa was speaking about being able to attend the national conference and seeing these students 16, 17, 18 years old stand in front of an audience of 3,000, 4,000 people and be so articulate. It was absolutely amazing.
Okay.
And you can only get that by being so immersed into a program where they're focusing on you and strengthening you in terms of being able to deliver the message. So it was very powerful.
So do we have students that leave here and go to like a national conference of sorts to attend and be a part of the bigger group?
At the moment, we do not.
Okay.
Our main challenge has been funds because there are different activities and events happening nation stateside that students can attend. But the challenge is the timeliness of the monies if they can go.
Okay.
And that's mainly been the main challenge because there are activities up there, events up there that they can attend and be part of. Okay. But it has been mostly funding.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you guys like this program. So I'm just going to ninth grade at Central. So is this a program that the counselors would tell me about? So how does that first that first interaction come about? I mean, I see my counselor and she says, I tell her I want to be a president of the United States one day, and she says you take these classes, but then we also have this NAF program. Is that kind of how that starts out?
Yes, when you go to pre-register for your classes, whether it's 9th grade or 10th grade, there's a list of different courses that are available, whether it's Central High or at CTEC.
Okay.
And students who attend Central as their home school can also attend courses at CTEC.
Okay.
So it's not like you're at one school, you have to stay there, because there are buses available to transport them between the two schools.
Okay.
The counselor provides you with a list of different areas because the NAF Academy is only one portion of what CTEC offers. There are other trade areas that are being offered at CTEC also. Okay. The mechanics and the building trades and childcare and those kind of things. So the NAF Academy is mostly dealing with the business department. Okay. And we've also expanded into aviation, where we have paired aviation with finance. Okay. Okay. The thing is, a child needs to really know what he or she would like to do. Okay. And that's usually one of the challenges, that they're not sure what they want to do. And
what grade do you think that they seem to focus in on something?
Usually by 11th grade.
11th grade, okay.
It's a little late.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, so we're looking at doing some kind of program where we're reaching back into the junior high schools. Okay. To start familiarizing them with what is being offered. Okay. And if you're interested in a particular area or field, that this is what you need to take. Okay. So that they can be better informed, so that they can make better decisions and get on the ball. Okay. Because too often I have students come to me 11th grade and say, I want to be in your program. And sometimes it's just too late because there isn't enough space in their schedule to take all the classes that are needed. Okay. So the sooner you can come and speak to someone to start thinking about it and planning your 4 years, the better it is. Okay. Because coming 11th grade, sometimes, I've had some students come 11th grade and finish, but they've been passing all their classes. They haven't filled up the schedules in the past with a lot of fuller electives, so they do have space. Okay. But it makes it more difficult. Okay. So, I mean, it can be done, but I mean, you have to work hard. It can be done, and it has to be on an individual basis. Okay. And one of the things I want to also mention is that if you're being told you can't do it, or you can't, there's no space, or I don't think you can attend those classes, come and see me at CTEC, please. Okay. Because sometimes, yes, it cannot be done, but sometimes there's a way it can be done.
Okay.
And I would prefer if students will say, well, I tried, I spoke to Ms. Beck, I spoke to a counselor at CTEC, and it can't be done.
Okay.
Because the counselors at Complex and Central are very new to the NAF academies.
Okay.
So they may not know the ins and outs of the little tricks that it can be done where we can get a student in there and get them graduate in time and still be certified.
Okay.
So I prefer that if you go to your counselor and they're saying they cannot be done or they're not quite sure, come and look for me.
Okay.
And don't wait too long because usually the first 2 weeks of the school year is when is the maximum time you can change classes.
Okay. Okay. So you're in these NAF classes, and so I mean, you know, it's instructor led. You have books that are separate from your other classes, and
Right.
a test every couple of days, and quizzes in between. That's kind of how it goes.
Sort of.
Okay.
NAF, they're teaching a little differently.
Okay.
It is less teacher-led
Okay.
and more student-led
Okay.
because they believe that students should be responsible for their learning.
Okay.
So not everything is given to the student from the teacher.
Okay.
For example, one of the activities that a lot of the courses do, the classes do, is they do what we call anticipation guide, or anticipation. And they give them like 5 or 6 different statements that deal with a particular lesson you're going to be covering.
Okay.
For example, there is one on credit cards, and it says, having credit cards are bad. Now, this is before we even start the lesson.
Okay.
And the student is to think about what is their prior knowledge of credit cards or credit card usage. And they're going to agree or disagree. And I allow them to do I don't know also. And then I will put down, I would ask them, they would do the lesson, and then have them revisit their response.
Okay.
And then they better understand, because sometimes they have prior knowledge that is incorrect.
Yeah, I got you.
Or they have prior knowledge that is correct, and then maybe I can move quicker through a particular section.
Okay.
So it's not always led by the teacher. It may be led by what the needs are of the students.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Good. So it says here there's 675 academies. I guess that's
Nationwide?
nationwide.
Yes.
36 states, including DC and the U.S. Virgin Islands,
Yes.
and over 96,000 students,
Yes.
and 96% senior graduation rate.
Yes.
Okay. So, could a student fail if you're you're in high school and you're taking your regular classes plus NAF classes? I mean, could you fail the NAF classes? Is it sort of a is it a pass or fail, or do you have like a final exam at the end?
It's a combination of a couple of things. You have your individual classes for NAF, and you need to pass your class within your school, but you also have to pass online tests with NAF.
You do.
Yes.
Okay.
And you also have the project that you have to have a certain score in order for it to be accepted as part of your criteria to be certified.
Okay.
So if you do your project and you, out of 4 points, you get a 2, NAF will not accept it.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to be your best.
Okay.
So even if the teacher assigns it as a project in class and then you revise it, you improve on it, and then you submit that particular project to be evaluated, then it's okay.
Okay.
The online test is a computerized test. Teachers have no knowledge of what the questions are.
Yeah.
And a part of the test is 35 multiple choice, true and false, and then 5 short answer questions.
Okay.
The short answer questions are the ones the teachers grade.
Okay.
And the multiple choice and true and false are done automatically in the computer.
Okay.
And you have to have a 24 in order for it to be considered passing.
Okay.
And you have 1 chance to retake it.
Okay.
And if you don't pass on the retake, then that particular class, you don't get that credit. Now the
Okay.
problem with that is if you don't pass the online test, you cannot progress in the program.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
then NAF would not recognize it.
Okay.
So,
So, are there any requirements? I mean, I'm in 9th grade. I just came to 9th grade. I mean, other than, I guess, being a student at the high school, I mean, are there any specific requirements that need to be fulfilled before you get into the program?
generally speaking, no.
Okay.
The only one that we're more particular with is the Academy of Health Sciences, because
Okay.
it involves a lot more science.
Okay.
And we need a certain caliber of student to really progress in the program,
Okay.
because we're looking at the next step is UVI, and then they are looking for a certain caliber of student to be in their programs.
To go up to the next level.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And that tends to be a much harder program to just have an open acceptance.
Okay.
So we're looking more for students who have at least an 80% average overall
Okay.
and have a 3.0 or B average in science and math and English.
Okay.
The other academies, we're a little more flexible with those areas because someone who's not necessarily good in math may be great in accounting because the accounting is basic math. It's not calculus and trig and those kind of things.
Yeah.
And besides that, the only other requirement is that in the 9th grade this school year, we're going to be using a NAF course to replace the computer course. One of the challenges we had was that we've had maybe 8 different teachers teaching a computer course that's part of the requirement to graduate from high school.
Okay.
But each teacher is teaching what they thought was needed for their students. There's no commonality with what was being taught.
Okay.
So this school year, we're going to be doing the information technology course from NAF. So all teachers teaching the computer class will have the same information.
The same, yeah.
Right.
Teaching from the same book, basically.
And that will be the foundational course for all the NAF academies.
Okay.
And any child who's going to be going through the high school in general will taking that class also.
Okay. So do you have good turnout? I mean, every year is it full? Students are knocking the doors down trying to get in?
It depends on the program.
Okay.
The health sciences, yes. There's always been a class that's full to capacity.
So you offer all the different programs every year?
Yes.
Okay.
The Academy of Hospitality and Tourism had a really good class of 16. The finance has been a little more of a challenge because I don't think a lot of students understand what finance includes.
Okay.
And it's not just banking, but it includes insurance.
Okay.
It includes the credit cards, financial planning, stocks and bonds.
Yes.
There's a wide variety of areas that I don't think students are familiar with it. And that's part of our responsibility to educate them and do more marketing on that part.
Okay.
Okay? And in general, you're talking about requirements to enter. Most of the programs do not have a fee for their program.
Okay.
But there are some that will have, like especially the health sciences, as you move through the program, you have your scrubs that they wear. They may have a lab fee because there are a lot of utensils and things that are involved to do the classes.
Yes.
But for the most part, most of the academies will not have a fee. The finance one that has the technology concentration will have a fee because within that program, they have other certifications they will get, like Cisco certification within the NAF certification.
Okay.
So there are a lot of different things so it depends on the program. We'll have to, someone has a particular question on it, we can talk more about it and let them know what the details are for it.
So when you talk about paid internships, so you have 10 students that are in the hospitality and tourism, so you have to find 10 jobs?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. I guess that
Yes.
could be, I can see that could be a little difficult here.
Right.
When we don't have just the wide range of
Right.
like major corporations in a sense. So how do you guys deal with that?
Well, it's been easy now the past couple of years because we've had smaller classes.
Okay.
And we are working on getting more business partners within our NAF family.
Okay.
Because being a business partner doesn't mean you have to be an advisory board member. This means that you're part of our network of people who we can tap into for not only funds, but for mentors or for guest speakers or for field trip sites.
Okay.
So we're reaching out to the business community to educate them more about what NAF is about. So they can become one of our business partners.
Okay.
And hopefully one of our financial partners also.
Okay. So Ms. Forbes, that's what you do. So here I come down here and I open up a company called ABC, Supersonic Computer Services or something. And so you hear about this new company, and then your job is to basically come to my front door and knock and make a presentation about NAF and
Yes.
sort of make that connection there.
Yes.
Okay.
And that, not just myself, but all the advisory board members, we are really looking to make that bridge,
Okay.
help the school, support the school as much as we can, including reaching out to the businesses,
Okay.
making those contacts, and hopefully getting their financial support also.
Okay. All right. Good. That sounds fair. I don't recall us having this kind of a thing when I was going to school here.
No,
No.
it's progressed a lot.
School has progressed a lot, eh?
Yes.
And so, overall, what do parents think? I mean, are parents involved? You get a lot of parents involved in this?
There's been limited parental involvement. Part of it is beginning of the school year, we have meetings with parents to let them understand what their child is involved in.
Okay.
Because it's just taking a class and you pass the class and move on.
Okay.
You have to pass the class, pass the online test and the project, and then the paid internship later on.
Okay.
And parents need to understand that it's a whole set of information or things that are required so your child can move on.
Okay.
And to eliminate problems in the future, we make sure we have meetings with parents. They understand what the details are within their academies.
Okay.
Parents also are a source that we can tap into. There are parents who can be guest speakers also, not necessarily for their child's particular academy, but another academy. So we're looking at not just having it where it's teachers and advisory board members who are involved with the NAF academies, but the community in general.
Okay. Okay, so we just got a text here.
Okay.
Someone is saying, who and how can the business contact to get on board to sponsor an intern?
Great question.
Yes.
I guess me.
Yes.
They can, they can contact me. I can give you my number, or you can contact the school. You can even speak to Ms. Hendricks, who is the principal at CTEC.
Okay.
Another outlet is Ms. Murphy, who's the state director for Career Tech Education. So there are
Okay.
several ways that they can contact us.
Okay.
Okay.
So you say CTEC. So CTEC is Career and Technical Education Center,
Yes.
which is sort of different from just the regular high school part of complex.
That's correct.
Okay.
We're in the western half of the campus.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And the same thing.
Central is a comprehensive high school, so that it's all in one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
So it's done a little differently.
Okay. So I guess to answer the texter's question, just to contact you, reach out to you through the school.
Through the school, if you're on Facebook, you can friend me on Facebook if you want to.
Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully, texter, that answers your question.
And we also have a Facebook page where you can definitely message us, NAF of St. Croix.
Okay. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did like that this morning.
Yes.
And so the other thing too that comes to mind here. So you talk about internships. So you have 10 students. You could potentially have 10 students in the hospitality, 10 students in finance, and 10 students in health sciences. All at the end of the school year, looking be placed in work.
Yes.
So you need to find 30 jobs then.
Yes.
I got you. Okay.
And we're going to have that challenge this school year, not too much, because it's mostly the hospitality and tourism students will be certified this year.
Okay.
But next year, we have about 25 health sciences students that need a place to be. So, plus the other academies. So we're looking by next school year, not this school, but next school year, about 30, 40 kids that need placements.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that I like about NAF is that whenever there's a challenge, they try and find a solution to the challenge.
Okay.
Right now, NAF has about a 48% paid internship placement nationwide.
Okay.
And they want to get to 100%.
Okay. Okay.
They have come up with two solutions or options. The traditional one, where you go to a job site and you work and you get paid, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
The other two options came about with is a virtual internship. And that means that you're not physically at a particular location on a regular basis, but you're working on a project. And one of the internships is that you're not just working where you file and answer the phone, but you're actually working on a real life project that may be implemented in the job site.
Okay.
And the third one they introduced at the conference in July when we went was the Future Ready Labs.
Okay.
Where students will have, like Monday through Thursday, different sessions of different speakers. They'll be at a location, maybe like a UVI campus, where they would have different skills they'll be learning. And once or twice a week, they will actually work on a particular project.
Okay.
And it was piloted this summer. One of the groups piloted, they had to infuse arts and technology in a park. I think it was Dallas. I don't remember where it was.
Okay.
And would have been actually a project they would have given to their employees, but they gave it to the NAF students instead. Okay. And they had to actually implement this project and have it go through the whole process.
Yeah.
So it's real life things that they can then put on a resume that I did XYZ project.
Yes.
And this is the result of it.
Yes. Now that I think about it, I remember a few years ago, the company that I work for here, had a young guy come from, I think he came from Complex, and he was an intern. Because I'm in computers and networking, and so he that was his area.
Right.
And so he came in the afternoon and did like 2-3 hours with me. But I don't recall him saying anything about NAF. I can't remember exactly what program he was under.
He may not have been in NAF yet because NAF was just probably starting out.
Okay.
So he may have been part of our business department internship,
Okay.
but not necessarily NAF.
Yeah, this was probably about 6 years ago, maybe.
No, he wouldn't be part of NAF
Okay.
yet.
Okay. I got you. Okay, so it sounds interesting, and it sounds like the students are getting involved. I mean, this sounds like a program that would give you sort of 1 foot in the door over
Yes,
someone
yes,
else that's
definitely.
standing outside.
Right.
Do you get a certificate at the end?
You get a certificate from NAF, and you also gain, like Ms. Forbes said, a lot of soft skills.
Okay.
These are things that we used to, when we were in school, we gained from our parents.
Yes.
And now we're not seeing that with our students, so these are things we have to do. Even if it's to the point that we have to meet once a month on the weekend to implement other things to get them up to the levels they need to get to. Because it also involves being able to do your resume,
Yes.
job interviewing skills.
Okay.
Those are all kind of things that
So you guys run through that with the students?
right, because
Okay.
part of it, our slogan is be future ready,
Yes.
and which includes college and workplace.
Okay.
So we do the mock interviews and the job shadowing and the resume writing, and
Okay.
even help students with their college applications.
Okay.
So it's a full gamut of different services that we are providing to students to get them into schools, into jobs, so that they can be a success.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the whole thing of like mock interviews is always a good thing to do,
Right.
because it's kind of a sort of a way to do that when you go
Right.
interview. You know, it's not like you're talking to your buddies. You know, it's more of a kind of a more of a formal kind of a thing.
Right. And we also talk about
Presentation,
about
too.
how you dress. I
Yes,
mean,
that's
it's-
part of it too.
a lot of students, they tell me, oh, they found this outfit they're going to wear. And when I see it, I'm like, no.
No.
It's too tight. It's too low cut. It's too this. It's too that.
Yeah. Did you keep your receipt?
Yeah.
Or maybe keep it and get what you're supposed to be wearing
Right.
to the job interview.
Right.
All right, this sounds good, man. I like this. It sounds like a good opportunity. Hopefully, the kids are getting involved in this. I mean, and so could you ever find yourself like do you ever find yourself having to turn away kids because it's full?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
Okay.
The maybe the health sciences area.
Okay.
Because a lot of students want to get into the nursing program.
Okay.
And, I say, well, how are you in your science and your math? Because you have to be really strong in science and math skills.
Yeah, to get into those professions. Yeah.
So I told them, I said, if you're kind of shaky right now, use your 9th grade year to really work on those skills so that when you want to enter the program, you'd be better prepared.
Okay.
Otherwise, we haven't turned away anyone yet.
Okay.
And we prefer not to. But we get to that point, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
but
you.
We really want to get the word out there that if you're interested, find out more information. Don't wait till it's too late and then you can't be in it.
Okay.
And parents, please ask questions. Business partners, if you're interested, we can let you know how you can become more involved.
Okay.
Because remember now, our students in our high schools are in pipeline for future.
Yes.
If they're not prepared, then it'd be a hard time to place them in jobs and to have things move on within the business.
Okay. So yeah, a student goes through the program here at Complex, and then they go away. This obviously helps.
Yes.
They go to IBM, in Minnesota or something, and they're looking for a job. Having this NAF on your resume or NAF certificate obviously helps
Right.
with the whole process. Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect, man. This sounds good. Is there anything else you ladies would like to add to the discussion here, real quick, about NAF?
But I would like to say that I have been really impressed with NAF in general.
Okay.
The program was started in New York to help inner city kids because they didn't have the same opportunities as the richer schools.
Yes.
And it wasn't that the students couldn't handle or do the program, it's just they didn't have the opportunity.
Okay.
And the inner city schools didn't just only mean minority students. It could also be, seen a lot of students who have come from Europe who have English as a second or third language.
Okay.
And because they didn't feel as part of the community, this NAF program, academies, have helped them to be part of a smaller family within the schools.
Okay.
And they have gone on to Ivy League schools, and they have gone to big jobs, and now are reaching back to help their schools as
Okay.
being advisory board members and financial partners and those kind of things.
Okay.
And these are people who, if they had stayed on a different track, they would not have even probably finished high school.
Okay.
So there's a lot of potential for our kids, because I see the same type of students that the national level of NAF has as similar to our kids that we have here in the VI.
Okay.
And it's not that we can't do it, it's just that the opportunity has not been there for
Okay.
us.
Yeah.
So is NAF like a federally funded program? I mean, in a sense of, is it in jeopardy of being like chopped because of our president now? Anything in that?
As far as I know, it's all private.
It's a private.
It's all private,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know there has been some back-in with Obama's administration. We've had several conferences where the Secretary of Education was present
Okay.
in support of NAF,
Okay.
and to encourage other areas to look into NAF and possibly have those in your district.
Okay.
But federally funded, I don't believe there's any federal funding through NAF
Involved in-
itself. No, it's
involved
all
with it.
private donations.
Okay. Well, that sounds fair.
And I would like to add, David, as you said, you know, back in the day when we were in high school, I'm not too far behind, I'm from the class of 86,
Okay.
there was nothing like this.
Yes.
You know, we didn't have this opportunity. And I think it's an excellent opportunity for our young people. And I would just strongly encourage the parents to learn more, get information, call us, and find out about NAF and what it has to offer and the possibilities. It's an excellent program.
Okay. All right, ladies. So if you want to give us a number or a way so they can get a hold of you.
Okay, if it's through Facebook, that's fine, NAF of St. Croix, or Elizabeth Beck. I'll give you my number, 642-7238.
Cautiously.
Or you can even call the school at 778-2216, and that is CTEC, the St. Croix Career and Technical Education Center.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I work at the Governor Wong Louis Hospital. I'm in the pharmacy department. You can also feel free to call me there. I'll be more than happy to speak to you, time permitting, of course. And my number at the hospital is 340-772-7332.
All right. Ladies, I want to thank you guys for coming. Very informative.
Thank you.
Hopefully all our listeners and just anybody else in general that may hear about this after we put it up in our appropriate places will get their their sons or their daughters involved in this.
Yes.
Right when they get into ninth grade, and hopefully they know what they want to do.
Right.
When they, I think that's the key, right? Is
Yes.
kind of knowing what you want to do, and not kind of. But I guess that could be kind of difficult. But hopefully some kids have a sense of direction already.
Mm-hmm. Many do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they get into this, and it just sounds like it will further enhance your soft skills.
Yes.
And just your general knowledge about a particular area, such as finance, hospitality, and tourism, and the health sciences arena. So, ladies, I want to thank you guys for coming through our studio tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
And this will be up shortly, and then we'll just continue to share it out, and hopefully your classes will be full
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
this coming school year.
Yes.
And definitely we're also looking for advisory board members. As Lisa said, being involved doesn't necessarily always mean being a direct community partner and providing that financial support. We're also looking for advisory board members and some persons that may be interested in coming to the schools and just talking to the students about what they do,
Okay.
their career choices, and maybe including something along some of the classes that they took that were extremely beneficial and some of the soft skills that they need to ensure that they have in order to make it in their chosen field.
Okay. Perfect, man.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ladies. You guys
Thank
have
you.
been great. Real quick, I just want to say that this is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's about 8:54 p.m. We do have a telephone number, 340-201-9005. Our website is streaming live from the VI.com. We'll be back next week. We got 2 shows lined up on Wednesday and Thursday. On that note, we're out. You guys have a great weekend and be safe.
We were on for almost an hour.
Yeah, wasn't that bad, was it?
It's a base water good. But you got to water has wrong the tank. So the water smell hassy all the time. That's my nephew, Bobo. That good water, but it's sweet.
Agua, que me quemo. Agua.
Yes.
Water.
Mad dog. Hey, we in here sauce to the shit, swagging, getting to this money and shit. Hey.